I would like to invite Emrys Smith up for a monologue. Emrys, everybody.
Thank you. On the subject of Lady Gardens, the musician Amanda Palmer has done a song, Map of Tasmania, Tasmania's triangle shape. She does a lot of interesting stuff about that sort of thing. It's really intimidating being here in front of a lot of really funny people because I'm really not a very funny person. Apparently I was really attractive when I was in high school, so now I have this and no personality. I recently moved back to Pennsylvania from Chicago. That's an interesting story. And I'll tell it after. I mentioned that I'm really not with it this morning. You've all had one of those days you wake up, you got a headache, you're just miserable, people's voices go wah wah at you, and then about mid-afternoon, the voice in your head telling you to kill yourself reminds you that you forgot to take your medication. I lived in Chicago for about 3 years, and I fell flat on my face. I moved back to Pennsylvania, and I gotta say, it's really intimidating being single in Pennsylvania. It was pretty intimidating being single in Chicago. I'll give you an example of what that's like. Maybe you ladies will understand where this is coming from a little better, but I was at a show, and there was a really beautiful woman standing there, and there was some music, and so I was like, hey, do you like this kind of music? And she goes, ask my friend. And I said, so I should ask your friend if you like this kind of music. And those were the last words she spoke to me. I said, yeah, I've been to a couple shows around here. Do you go to a lot of shows? And she nodded. I was like, I saw They Might Be Giants and Our Destroy Angels at the Vic. It was really interesting to see. And I started blabbering. She was just like, I was like, do you speak English? She nods. That was terrible. It's definitely the worst experience I've ever had in the dating scene. And I lived in a really trendy neighborhood in Chicago, Wicker Park. And there's a lot of beautiful and successful people there. I know most of you don't know what that's like. But everyone there is really beautiful, and including the guys. The guys, they have the sculpted hair, and like the pants, they're way too tight, and the boots. Everyone, and the women have these dresses all year round. It's really intimidating. So I was, I had a lot of trouble picking up women in Chicago, and I thought, oh my gosh, Pennsylvania's like a desolate desert. It's going to be a lot harder. I've trusted OkCupid with a lot of my dating. And the first thing you have to do when you get on OkCupid in Pennsylvania is to cut off all the women who have children, because they all have children. The first time I called it OkCupid Roulette was I counted to see how far I could go before I got a woman who had children. One. So yeah, I'm 30. I have a beard. I'm overweight, and now I live with my parents. I also have a video game podcast, so I really hit every possible peg on the way down that stereotype. What else was I going to talk about? I'm really excited to be in the area, and I look forward to seeing you all again. This is my first time. So, thank you very much.